Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. Through installment of Scott Selections here for Monday, August 7th. For again today's play of the day. Quick recap what happened yesterday. We had a nice winner in baseball with the Orioles minus 1.5 at plus 126 on FanDuel. Wasn't easy, and the game was really, really ugly, but Baltimore did the bare minimum to cover as they won the game 2-0. The Mets had a bunch of chances, didn't score, and the Orioles got the job done. It's a nice winner. Look for the winner here on Monday. And once again, going to look at a game involving the Mets as the Cubs are traveling to Citi Field take on the Mets, and that game's taking place at around 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And for this game, going to look at a team total in this one. Going to take the Cubs first five team total over 1.5 runs at minus 140 on DraftKings. Time recording of 12:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Covering why we're going to take the Cubs first five team total over in this game. First reason, the Cubs all season long have been really good offensively early in games. The Cubs are averaging 2.85 runs per game in the first five innings, which ranks eighth in the league. And recently, the Cubs have gone crazy offensively, as the Cubs have scored at least 4 runs in the first five innings in 6 of their last 7 games. A big reason why the Cubs are suddenly on the verge of becoming the first place team in the NL Central. The offense has been really, really good for the last week. And I do think, once again, with the Mets pitching staff being in shambles, you might see the Cubs perform well offensively in this game. And speaking of the Mets pitching staff, they've allowed at least 7 runs in 4 of their last 6 games. Now, you have Senga on the mound for the Mets, who is probably the best pitcher left in this rotation. And his first start against the Cubs this season was not great. 5 innings, 5 walks, and 3 earned runs. Senga does have a bit of a walk issue, which is a problem because the Cubs are top 5 in walks per game. So you might see the Cubs get a lot of guys on base. And we know that with the guys on base, 1 home run wins you this bet with a team total of 1.5. And I do think that's a pretty realistic outcome because the wind is blowing out heavily to left center field at roughly 14 miles per hour, which should result in roughly a 25% increase in home runs and a 4% increase in runs, according to Ballpark Pal. So once again, you might see the Cubs have a lot of traffic on the base paths, and 1 home run might get the job done. But Senga also was not very good in his last start. His last start was against Kansas City, one of the worst offenses in the league. 5 2/3, 11 hits allowed, and 3 earned runs allowed. Once again, 11 hits allowed to one of the worst offenses in the league, and now you're facing off against one of the better offenses in the league and one of the hottest teams in the entire NL. I do think you're looking at a spot where Senga is a good pitcher, but I think he's a bit overvalued here, especially with how good the Cubs offense has been and with the weather conditions. I do think you're looking at a spot where the Cubs might score 2 runs in 1 inning, once again, with the guy on base, maybe a walk and a home run. But looking at the Cubs offense and Senga's last start and his first start against the Cubs this season, where he did allow 3 runs, this number just seems too low to me, so I'm going to go with the overs. Play that once again here for Monday, August 7th is going to be on the Cubs first 5, team total over 1.5 runs at minus 140 on DraftKings. Bye, everyone.